Welcome to the Team Engagement Podcast, where leaders of teams share their insights. We discuss 6 questions in 9 minutes because leaders know how to be concise. We'll go ahead and get started with our guest today. Our first question, in a few sentences, tell us who you are and what you do.
Hi, everybody. My name is Alexander Myskiw. I'm a loving father and husband. I get super excited around classic cars and the launch of new technologies. I've worked in large startups and enterprises, and I'm currently the global innovator for data art. What that means is I basically work closely between data art software development teams and the clients. Data art is a global technology consultancy specializing in developing custom software solutions for regulated industries like healthcare and life sciences and finance.
Wow, fantastic. So you keep busy with all sorts of fun little things then.
Absolutely.
Great. Question number 2, what's the best thing about working with a team?
So for me, the best thing that I experience is the diversity, actually. I believe that what a team brings is something that one person can't achieve. It brings like different types of ways of thinking. So each member has a unique way of finding a solution to the problem. And when you put all the people together, all the pieces, you can say, you actually achieve the goal together. A lot of times you reach dreams that you can never achieve alone. So I feel like the diversity is the key there.
Great response. That's a great response. Question number 3, I hear from other leaders of teams that it can be a challenge to get team members engaged. Tell me your thoughts.
Totally agree. I mean, I think people are naturally lazy. I'm not trying to be negative. I tend to procrastinate on my own as well. But the best way to kind of challenge that and resolve that problem is to basically find the motivation, find what team members tick, what makes them tick, what's their power behind their daily activities, whether it be supporting their family, whether it be that trip on vacation to Hawaii, whatever the case may be. Find that motivation and then use it to your advantage as a leader and make sure that they reach their goal. A great example of that is when I was working at a startup. There was a team member there. She was a lead gen, and she was losing focus and kind of drive. And but she constantly said that she'd like to work and help with design. Basically, I gave her the reins and said, go try a design project. She got super excited and was able to maintain her lead gen numbers and still contribute quite greatly to the design. So for me, that's a win-win. And all I did was actually, let her experiment and try something new. So I feel like that's quite important. Feel free to find what makes the member interested and engaged. And in that case, it was designing. So I hope that helps.
That's a great example. And I always appreciate it when the guests give us kind of a real world example of how they applied that principle. Thank you so much for sharing that. Question number 4, what other
Yeah,
piece
you're
of
welcome.
advice, what other piece of advice do you have for leaders of teams?
So I've worked in small teams and large teams. I think alignment is something that's super important. It's kind of like that drill where, you wrap 10 people around with a rope and tie them up and they have to move together to get to a certain point. When you have alignment and transparency within the team, it allows for great feedback sessions. It allows your team to be vocal and challenge you as well as the leader, as well as vice versa. You can challenge them. And when you have that kind of information sharing, you basically remove any tensions that could arise within the team and you keep them moving in the same direction. So alignment is key, I think.
It's a great principle, and thank you for sharing that. It's always a great reminder about the importance of keeping everybody aligned. Question number 5, what other successful leaders of teams would you like to recognize that have had a positive influence in your life?
Yeah, so to be honest, the current CEO at DataArt, Alexei Miller, he's really an amazing guy. He runs a team of 4,000 plus at DataArt. He's been doing it for 23 years now, and really unbelievable, successful leader. I think his Glassdoor score with 98 out of 100 says a lot. So I would definitely recommend him to join the podcast.
Fantastic. Thank you. Question number 6, the last question. Tell us about your first job.
Yeah, so my first job was actually when I was 12 years old. I went to school, and right around the corner from the school was a law firm. So I went in there one day and asked them if they had any filing to work on, and basically had a job for 2 years. So every day
Wow.
after, yeah, every day after school, I would walk in and do some filing for them, and that's actually my first official unofficial job.
I like that. It shows a lot of ambition on your part.
Yeah, I was quite the ambitious young guy.
That's great. Alex, thank you so much for being on the podcast. How can people find you?
You can feel free to find me on LinkedIn or send me an email. It's alexander.myskiw, Myskiw, at dataart.com.
Great. This is
Thank you
Sean
very much.
Richards. This is Sean Richards with the Team Engagement Podcast, where leaders of teams share their insights. For more ideas, go to teamengagementpodcast.com and you can download our engagement booster tip sheet. Again, that is teamengagementpodcast.com. Thanks so much for listening and joining us today. Have a great day.